Recently, I've been in a really bad place. I've been slowly sinking into an endless pit of despair. But as I slip deeper and deeper into sadness, cold, deliciously suffocating sadness, I watched something beautiful, a gay pirate show. Our Flag Means Death is an HBO series based on the real-life story of Blackbeard and Stede the Gentleman Pirate. It changed a ton of the source material, but I don't give a shit. On top of being an amazing pirate show, it is also incredibly gay. So today, why I love it, why I love Taika Waititi, another show just like it, and why you should know about the man who made it. What is it? Our Flag Means Death is an adventure show about two men, two very gay men. One of them is named Stede, a sad, bored man who hates the life his father chose for him. The other man is Edward Teach, another sad, bored man who just so happens to be one of the greatest pirates who ever lived. The story is about Stede abandoning his family in order to sail the seas as a pirate, despite him having no skill, instincts, or understanding on how to be an actual pirate. Stede is a fancy man who loves fashion, team building, and reading. He has fought against his father's beliefs for his entire life, but he has never harmed another human being. His father told him all he's ever going to be is a prissy little rich boy, but Stede wants more. And he follows his dreams, creating an eccentric ship called the Revenge, complete with a full library and a secret walk-in closet. Eventually, he gives himself a name, the Gentleman Pirate. The show follows him and his crew as they navigate the dangerous and violent life of piracy during the golden age of pirates. After failing upward and realizing that he's made a terrible mistake, word of Stede's deeds and antics are heard by the terrifying Blackbeard, a sexy, leather-wearing, violent rock star. A genius who has become so fearsome that no one would dare challenge him. Throughout the show, the two of them fall in love. They fill each other's gaps, both being complete opposites, but also having the same goals and emotional core. They are both not happy with their current lot in life, and that's why they're better together. Stede teaches Ed how to be a fancy man, and Ed teaches Stede how to be a rugged pirate. It's beautiful. Why I love it. This show is not only the best pirate show I've ever seen, which makes me very happy because I love pirates, but it's also the best gay romance I have seen, maybe ever. And that's kind of sad, because it doesn't give us that much. But it's still 1,000 times better than the sea of queer-baiting bullshit we've had to put up with. There's no bullshit tragedy where they're split up by the world. All their problems come from themselves. There's no fucking stereotypical homophobic shit. The world is cruel, but not so much about them being gay. It's more cruel about them not being manly. There's no paper cutout garbage. The characters have nuance and actually grow and change over time. And most importantly, there's no implied gayness. Everyone is gay. Their love is explicit. It's nuanced and detailed. I have never been so happy to see a real romance on screen. Not only are the leads gay, but almost every character is queer in some way. Even the villain, Izzy Hands, is still a little gay. Jim is a woman in disguise who prefers to be treated as a man, reflecting a lot of trans and non-binary energy. Lucius is my favorite character, the most flamboyant of the crew. He uses his openness and confidence to get out of work and eventually fall into an actual relationship with Black Pete, the most annoying person on the crew. Everyone is pretty gay, and the Navy and the outside world is homophobic, instilling toxic masculine ideals in each person in the show. They all have their own nuanced problems with the way society molds them, but together, they're a found family. The show is incredible, and I don't want to spoil it, so just go watch it. Get HBO. It's worth it. The show is so fucking good. It's so fucking worth it. There are two men who are responsible for this show coming into existence. Two captains who have together, just like the show, created something beautiful, something amazing. The Blackbeard, not only in the show, but the famous man who got the show off the ground, is Taika Waititi. I love Taika Waititi. If you don't know who Taika is, I'm glad you're here, because he is now my favorite director and actor. Everything he makes is exactly the kind of thing I would have made if I actually got to make movies. Every story he's involved in is pure escapism. And more than that, they are exaggerated but accurate reflections of real life. They actually represent a lot of people, and they represent them accurately, warts and all. No one is perfect. In fact, everyone is a moron. and that's why it's funny. But they aren't morons in a bad sense. They're all stupid, but not ignorant. Ignorance is portrayed as evil. Characters are only ignorant when they need to overcome that ignorance. I believe that the stories Taika is involved in are about how it's okay to be stupid, but terrible to be ignorant. Dumb people can be very kind. Smart people can be very cruel. But cruelty comes from a lack of understanding, a lack of empathy. Selfishness and ignorance are the most evil of virtues, and that's something I have always believed. But it's best expressed in the projects that Taika helps along. He directed Jojo Rabbit, which was about why people become fascists and how they break free of it. He made Thor Ragnarok, and it was a fun ride and also a deconstruction where Thor is slowly stripped away of all the arrogant and ignorant parts of himself as he slowly learns and processes the crimes of his father and of his people. It ultimately shows that sometimes, in order to rebuild, you have to destroy everything. But my favorite of the things he's involved in, before it was replaced by this show, was What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows is a mockumentary about the daily lives of vampires. I loved the movie, and I watched it a ton, over and over. But not until the show came out did I truly have something to say. In the TV show, What We Do in the Shadows, no one is straight. They're all gay, bi, or pan. None of the leads are completely straight. And it's not done for points or awards. They aren't gay for the jokes. They just happen to be gay. And it has nothing to do with their shortcomings. Most of them are just assholes. And that's a good thing. I don't want magic gay characters with no flaws, who do everything right. I want real people who are like me and on screen. Not every show has to be gay, but we need gay shows to exist. And now they do. So I hope it stays that way. The world is a homophobic and abusive place. A dark and abysmal nightmare of ignorance and cruelty. Everything's falling apart, everyone is dying, the future is always doomed, and the sky is always dark. But that's why we need to escape. That's why shows like this are so important. Not only can we forget about the shitty world we're trapped in, but we can actually see ourselves on screen. And those who aren't like us can finally see who we truly are. They can understand us more and hate us less. With entertainment, we can forget our struggles and learn something along the way. But I'm not done yet. There is another man who is even more responsible for this show, and you have to learn who he is. David Jenkins. If you don't know who David is, I wouldn't be surprised. He hasn't made much, but there is something that he has made that blew my mind. I didn't even know this when I started this video, but I have been a fan of his work for years. And I didn't even know who he was. But a long time ago, way back, in the long ago of 2016, there was a show I absolutely loved. I was in college, but somehow, I'm not even sure how, I watched a show called People of Earth. An amazing show ahead of its time. But because it was made by TBS, barely anyone remembers it. Even though it was one of the most original shows I've ever seen, nobody saw it. It's about a support group of people who believe they were abducted by aliens. And that's already a good premise. But the reason the show was amazing was it was true. 3 different alien races working together actually abducted all the members of the group, including the reporter that's making an article mocking about them. It was an amazing show that only lasted 2 seasons and ended on a cliffhanger. But it was a masterpiece. It was hilarious. And Our Flag Means Death is another masterpiece. Sometimes there are shows that are fantastic, but they fade away. They never existed. But some people, like me, will always remember. Anyway, go watch the shows. They're so fucking good. Our Flag Means Death is only 10 episodes, and they're 30 minutes apiece. It's gay. It's great. If you've already seen it, you should watch La Ron Readus' video, The Gay Emancipation of Blackbeard. It says everything I wanted to say in this video, but much better. Anyway, I'm Aloni the Bard, and I want to be a gay pirate. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Bye. Fuck. Man, they're getting harder every single time. I can't believe it. I wrote 4 scripts for this week. I really didn't know which one to make. Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer just dropped, and I really should have made a video about it, but I didn't. And I don't know. I'm glad I made this one, and I've learned a lot recently, and I've been in kind of a bad place, but I think I'm getting better. It's hard to tell sometimes. You know, sometimes you spend so long wallowing that you kind of forget that you're sad. Anyway, I'm not gonna bring up my tragic bullshit. Anyway, I hope you had fun. Check out the other videos that other people made. They're better. Anyway, bye.